Time now to turn back to meteorologist Clay Smith in our Storm Alert Center for a check of our forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. And right now I'm looking at those temperatures behind you, Clay, and they look good. That's really comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, for the middle of September,
Yeah.
you really don't get too much better than this. We're just continuing to string these nice days together. We're generally in the 70s here after a really cool start. In fact, some areas were all the way down into the upper 40s. I'm talking about you, Murphy, but you've bounced back all the way to 73. So that's about a 25-degree warm up just in the last 4 or 5 hours. So temperatures are warming up, and we're going to continue to do so as we get into the afternoon. Most of you will be in the 80s by the time we get into the 3-4 o'clock hour, topping out in the low 80s here in the valley. Some areas may make a charge towards the mid 80s. I'm talking like the 83 to 85 range, but the humidity is still going to be low. But as we continue throughout the week, those temperatures are going up. Yes, we're going to stay dry, but look at that. By Sunday and Monday, valley location is going to be back in the 90s. So yes, summer not done just yet, but we are almost done with the official summer season. Not to say it still doesn't get hot, after fall officially starts. We've been fooled before, but 13 days now to the fall equinox, which is on September 22nd. And of course, if you're heading out to places like Western North Carolina, up towards the Smokies, higher elevations, you'll probably start to notice some of the leaves are already gradually starting to change. But we're looking at our peak here in the valley, early November, late October, depending on where you're at along the Cumberland Plateau, mid-October along the Tennessee-North Carolina line. And that's the peak. That's when the colors are at their finest and most colorful and vibrant. So again, check it out if you get a chance. We had one of our viewers from LJ go down to Highlands, North Carolina, which is a couple hours off to the east near the South Carolina border, already starting to see some of that color popping. So over the next couple weeks, if you're venturing out for some leaf peeping, be sure to send us some of those photos, weather at local3news.com. Thank you, Cheryl, for sending this one to us. Absolutely gorgeous shot there. As we take a look at your futurecast, though, if you do have plans to go out this weekend regionally or locally, you're not going to run into any issues, and that's what's going to be the truth today as well. Most of the active weather is going to stay well offshore the East Coast, but for us here locally across Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, nothing really to talk about. It's going to be a pretty quiet period of weather all the way through Wednesday, and rain chances over the next 7 days. Well, it looks like we're not even going to have a drop falling from the sky. We are going to continue with this dry pattern, and tomorrow is the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. We've had 6 named storms so far. Well, it's the peak, and we are quiet. No areas of interest here in the Atlantic basin, and that is always good news in the middle of September because we are approaching that peak, which of course is tomorrow. So this is historically when we have our highest probability of tropical activity, and then we start to go down. So again, hurricane season's far from over, but that activity really drops off by the time we get into late October and the first part of November. So again, peak tomorrow, but nothing going on out there. Fantastic news. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of our hurricane season, but here locally, it's about the sunshine. Temperatures in the 80s today, back down in the 50s tonight with clear skies. And as we take a look at your Storm Alert 7-day forecast, sunshine, sunshine, and more sunshine with warming temperatures in the 90s by the weekend. Latrice.